Ladies and gentlemen, and on behalf of the ESCAP South and Southwest Asia, as well as CSAM, I would like to welcome you all to this meeting on crop residue management in South Asia.
To India, we have Dr. Mehta, who is the director of ICAR, the Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering. Dr. Mehta, I give you the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Takashi-san. Good afternoon to everyone. So first of all, I thank CSAM Subregional Center for providing us an opportunity to conduct a study in the India as well as in sub-region. So I will be presenting the findings of the study in India. So as you can see in this slide, that around 683 million ton of crop residue is generated in India. And if we see the share of contribution, then rice is contributing around 33%, wheat 21%, sugarcane 17%, cotton 10%. And if we, out of that, 178 million ton is surplus. And out of that, around 140 million ton is burnt in our country. And 50% of that is burnt in 3 states, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, particularly in the Indo-Gangetic Plain. And if we see the contribution of major crops residue which are burnt, 40% come from the paddy straw, 22% from the wheat straw, and 20% from sugarcane straw. And a few regions which are important for crop residue burning in our country are, one is very short-term interval available for sowing of next crop, particularly after harvesting of rice. Wheat is being sown and time available is very less. Another is labor scarcity and high cost of collection, transportation and storage of straw, as well as paddy straw is not preferred as animal feed in our country. If we talk about the best practices of in-situ management of crop residue in India, the government of India has launched a scheme on promotion of agriculture mechanization and machinery for in-situ management of crop residue in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and NCT of Delhi from 2018-19 with an outlay of 24.52 billion Indian rupees. And in that number of machinery have been promoted for crop residue management, and 80% subsidy was provided for establishment of farm machinery bank or customizing centers. In addition to that, 50% subsidy was provided for individual ownership of crop residue management machinery, as well as efforts have been made to create awareness on in-situ crop residue management among farmers. Some of the important machinery which have been promoted through this scheme are paddy straw chopper cum spreader, super SMS attached to combine harvester, happy seeder, super SMS, and 0.213 million equipment and machinery have been sold under this scheme, and 39,391 custom hiring centers of in-situ management machinery have been established in these states. If we want to go through the benefits of the implementation of in this scheme, in particularly if we see the benefit particularly in the state of Punjab, then we can observe that paddy straw, which was burned around 84% in 2017, declined to 37% in 2019. In addition to, due to that, even air quality has also improved from poor to moderate, and soil organic carbon has increased from 0.42% to 0.65% due to surface retention of paddy straw. If we talk about the best practices of ex-situ management, some of these are also being implemented in our country. One is that government has a plan to use 5 to 10% blending of pellets with the coal, for particularly for our power generation in thermal power plants. In India, around 6,000 megawatt of biomass-based power plants have also been established. Right now, government is also putting a lot of focus on ethanol production from crop residue, and government has a target of ethanol blending in gasoline to be increased from presently from 10% to 20% by 2025. And recently government has launched the 30 million liter of ethanol plant using 200,000 ton per annum of paddy straw. And government has planned to install 12 such ethanol plants in our country. In addition to that, government is also putting a lot of focus, particularly for establishment of biogas or bio-CNG production plant at community level. If we talk about the major recommendations to address the crop residue burning in India, because presently most of the machinery which are used for crop residue management, they require higher horsepower tractor, as well as there are some problems of working of those machinery in moist straw condition. So there is need to improve those machinery. Another is we have to make more efforts for promotion of conservation agriculture machinery through financial incentives and customizing centers. And we have to come out with the crop residue management policy for each state, defining the various competing uses of crop straw produce in that particular states. And in-situ management of crop residue scheme has to be supplemented with ex-situ management techniques. And if we talk about the other interventions, then crop residue is also used for animal bedding, fodder, as a composting or mushroom cultivation, but their usage for ex-situ management practices are limited. And we have to put more focus on use of like biomass pellets from crop residue as a fuel substitution in thermal powers. And recently under ex-situ management, we have identified that if we go for compressed biogas from paddy straw, then that is also good option for as ex-situ management. And we have to also incentivize the power generation from biomass, because the cost of power generation from a solar-based power plant is cheaper as compared to power generation from biomass-based power plants. And we also need to promote the 2G ethanol plants in public-private partnership mode. So in the end, major recommendations which can be applied in the sub-region are that we have to give more focus on in-situ management of crop residue. Is on the right hand side, you can see one picture that combine harvester with super and SMS is followed by happy seeders. So that is the in-situ management practice that is environmentally sustainable, financially sustainable, as well as that also helps in enhancing the soil health, and ultimately it leads to the enhancement in productivity of products. And in-situ management need to be supplemented by some ex-situ techniques like biogas production from paddy straw at domestic or community level, pellets from crop residue as a fuel substitution in thermal power plants, and power generation from crop residue that need to be incentivized. So this is all in brief about the presentation of country report from India.
All right.